Let's.
Nothing better than a live Friday show. Why is this light turned still? George Cole is in the chat room and says hello. Hello,
Where is George?
In the chat room, apparently.
Oh, I see.
And so does Winfield Donner says hello. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, it's just a New York Times headline. This is the guy who's taken away the likes.
Is it just like a picture of death standing there with?
No, it's the guy from Instagram.
Oh, taking away likes.
Yeah.
I think you said light. Like.
Oh, the lights. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah, that's.
They had I don't know if I told you this. There was an article in the New York Times this week about how to handle social media. Like, in other words, take away all the negativity and everything. And they were like, here's some advice from Instagram, a couple of tips and tricks and stuff, some ideas for Facebook. And then Twitter, like, yeah, you screwed. They're like, yeah, this is going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah. The whole openness of Twitter is great and mostly terrible.
Yep.
So, all right, we got this train starts on time. You ready?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree. It's a carbon neutral episode, Paul.
I'd like to be carbon negative.
Yes.
Because, I'm negative about everything.
Yep.
Including carbon. I hate it so much. I don't know.
Yeah, anyways, for those who don't understand what Paul and I are just vaguely referencing, Microsoft, actually, I think it was Brad Smith wrote a post that Microsoft will be carbon negative by 2030.
Carbon negative by yes. Yeah. And what was it? By 2050, they will have essentially offset, not erased, all of the carbon that they have generated as a company since their founding in 1976.
I assume this means they're getting into the pencil manufacturing business. And they will start issuing number 2 pencils to all their employees every year.
Yeah, I hear that pencil-based input's the next big thing.
Yeah, there's just going to be somebody somewhere just like scrawling on a Surface Pro with the, just let me sharpen it.
I like the impermanence of it,
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm sure somebody will find a way to spin this negatively, but it's kind of hard to do that. This is one of those ones you look at, you're like, all right, nicely done.
In fact, I'm surprised the Apple or Google or somebody didn't think of it first,
Oh, Google will. They'll just copy it. They'll
copy it, yeah.
They haven't figured out how to index the carbon yet, so they can't stack rank it for searching.
Every piece of carbon has like an ad identity associated with it.
Yep. And then Apple hasn't figured out how to wall it off yet.
Right.
Like to put an app store in there. Come pick your brush. Anyways, Microsoft also announced console streaming is for everyone. Well, with in the Insider program, which surprisingly, Paul, I don't have any consoles on the Insider program. None.
Yeah, actually I believe mine is, although I don't ever really notice anything from that.
I don't know. If I ever go to play my game,
I think it is.
If I ever go to play my games or whatever, and then I get locked out because of them in the Insider program, you will see an Xbox One X just go hurling through the stratosphere right where the carbon used to be that Microsoft put up there and then took away.
Well, it's pretty clear that the Xbox Insider program is very different from the Windows Insider program, but I appreciate the two of them trying to make them both as broken as each other. Let's see. I am on the 19H1 release Xbox Dev.
So you are.
Is that Insider?
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're on something.
I think I'm. Yeah, you would hope so.
Oh man, what else is it? It's kind of been a weird Friday, Paul, and I got to tell you, I was angry last night. Like an anger
Angry.
I haven't been in like a really long time. Like my wife and kid were just like, we're just gonna stay away. This has nothing to do with tech.
Oh.
So as you know, and if people don't care about home improvement, you can just shut it off now. So
Right.
I got all this flooring into my basement, all of it, and started to put it together. And this stuff is the worst click together flooring I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, you
Like,
haven't
it-
seen
it
my
is-
basement, but but okay.
No, not like the quality of it, but like the actual click together mechanism
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get it to lock together. I can't get it. I've gotten like
Oh.
1.5 rows.
And you bought this. This is legit stuff. You didn't
Yeah.
buy this at the dollar store like we did.
No,
You
this
got
came
it at
from Lowe's.
Yeah.
And it is wretched. I would not wish this stuff on my worst enemy. I got like 1.5 rows done, and that's like one row that's up against the wall, and then like half another one. And I gave up. My father-in-law is coming over here this afternoon to see if I'm just dumb and doing this wrong, which I don't think I am. I mean, you slot it in. And the problem is there's just gaps everywhere, and I can't get the gaps to go away without creating more gaps. It's like the locking.
I got to go get something. I'll be right back. I know that's crazy. We're live, but hold on one second.
Oh, well, please hold here. This is a great time, everyone, to go get your cotton candy, maybe a popcorn, a little bit of water, bathroom break, if you will. This is just intermission. I legitimately have no idea what Paul is doing.
Well, you just reminded me of this because
Yeah.
I ordered this thing from like
Oh, is that the...
yeah. So this
Yeah.
arrived, right? So this is like a stupid simple example, but like if I push it around like this, pencil holder thing, it creates like the shape.
Yeah.
And then you can put this down on the wood you're going to put there, or the flooring in your case. And I did it like a door frame because it's, if you think about
Sure.
it, like it's kind of this complicated.
Yeah.
It's really it doesn't use laser guided AI or
No,
anything.
that's
It's just
great.
like I don't know what material this is, but it's cool. It's like this is such a good idea.
Yeah. The
Anywho,
thing...
it doesn't help you with your problem, but
Yeah,
it
well,
would,
actually, I don't even need one of those actually, because the reason being is that I don't have any trim up on my doors or my walls or anything. Like, there's no trim that needs to be cut around. The flooring would go underneath it. Oh my
I just
God.
think this thing is so cool.
So, anyways, I was
If I ever need to cut like a wood frame for my Nuck, I could just be like, "Yuck." I'll stop. Okay. Sorry.
no, it's what I needed, because the story ends really, really well. I mean, I fought with this stuff for like 2.5, 3 hours, just swearing up and down. I even wrote like a horrible review on Lowe's.com. Like, I went the whole 9 yards, and I suspect that my father-in-law is going to come over and be like, yeah, this stuff's trash, and we're going to load it back up in my car, and I'm going to drive it down to Home Depot.
Oh, that's the worst.
And
Yeah.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my car, put it in reverse, speed, slam on the brakes, just let that crap fly out the
Let
back,
it fall out.
and just not even worry about getting a
Put a
refund.
big bow on it.
And then I'm going to go right over to Home Depot and buy the Pergo stuff that is supposed to be super easy to install. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, like, I am, like, just... because here's why I'm so mad. I've been working on this for whatever. Like, I can see the finish line. I got to put
You've done the hard stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue.
the flooring has
This
to
should
go.
have been the victory lap.
Yeah,
Like, just slap it down and you're done.
The floor is pretty damn level. All I got to do is put this stuff down, do the trim work, like the trim pieces, and then I'm done. Like I can taste the scotch that I'm going to be sitting in my new furniture that will arrive in like 2 weeks. Well, what? And I can't. This is the one that's screwing me up, and I was just pissed beyond belief. And so I go up and go to bed, and I put my head down on my pillow, and it's slimy.
Oh.
It is slimy. I'm like, what? Like,
Was it from like the stuff breathing off of it or something? Like the chemicals?
there was a banana peel on my pillow from my daughter.
Oh God.
Like,
Oh, that was the picture you posted.
yeah.
This.
Like, it was one of those laughs like I needed, like, this is my life. Like, I was just so angry. Like, I even took a shower.
Why was it on your pillow?
I woke up and asked my daughter, like, why was there a banana peel on my pillow? And she went, oh yeah. Like, what? So yeah, That's how my, anyways.
Wow.
Yeah. So I might be hauling 820 square feet of this. The thing is I like the color. Like the product
Yeah.
looks nice. I can't get it to lock
There's
together.
also something to be said for something that's already in your house, you know?
Yeah.
You
And
don't
that's
wanna-
like I'm hoping my father-in-law comes over and just proves that I'm dumb and just says this is why it's not working. But there's only two ways to click this stuff together, and neither of
Right.
them are working in a way that
Yeah. That's too bad.
yeah, because I didn't like I could make it work maybe, but I don't want to get done and like look at it and hate it. Not because I don't like the color, but because of the way it's put together. So, anyways, yeah. Stadia is also getting 120 games this year, Paul. How does that make you feel? 10 of them are exclusive. We have no idea what they are, but
You've heard the phrase, it's like something along the tunes of like you can't hurt someone who doesn't want anything, that kind of thing.
yeah,
Like I would say with most personal tech stuff, whether it's like a hardware device, software, service, whatever. I mean, I'm always pretty much kind of interested in it. I have a lot of self-doubt around the choices I make, et cetera. But Stadia, I feel nothing for this. Nothing.
I'm just numb.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, there's no emotional connection to it, right? I mean, as weird as that sounds with a console, but there's people, like, for me, when I think of Halo 2, it's like a nostalgic feeling of, like, I dumped hundreds of thousands of hours. I met some friends playing the game that I still play with
No,
today.
you have real memories of it. I've
Yeah.
said that about even maps in Call of Duty. They're like places I visited. Like I know them in and out, and I can go back years later and I know exactly the layout. And there is something to that. It's like riding a bike, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
so-
Stadia, I don't know. I listen, I get it. I feel like I'm kind of on the front line of believing that this is the future of gaming, not Stadia explicitly, but game streaming. I mean, I think it's, and I don't know. I guess I'm like the video game equivalent of the guy who like keeps vinyl records around. Like when it comes to video games, I don't know.
Vinyl records, yeah. I don't know. So we'll see how that shakes out for them.
Yeah.
They're obviously now probably well past the honeymoon stage of people like myself, just getting it, trying to be like,
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. So when I wrote that up this morning, they had listed out, I don't know, 5 or 6, 8, whatever major things they've added to Stadia since it launched 2 months ago. And it's like, right, like you needed to add major things to Stadia. It did not launch in a complete state at all.
Yep.
And then they're talking about some features they're going to add sometime in the next 3 months. And at least one of them was something they had promised, when they talked about this thing a year ago. It's like, I'm sure, look, 2020 will conclude, and if Google hasn't killed it yet, I'm sure it will be fantastic. But by that point, they're going to have some serious competition. Microsoft will be there. Sony, I'm sure, will have something, and there'll be others. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
We need another one of these things. Like, are we done with this? It's like, it's like I didn't write this up, but like NBC announced their Peacock thing today.
Oh, yeah.
God, do we need another one of these damn things? Like, seriously? Like, enough.
You watched Jimmy Fallon early.
We used to complain about how you could click around on a cable TV remote and go up and down the channel guide and find nothing to watch. And now in the future to do this, we're going to need every one of those channels is going to be a different streaming service.
Yep.
Like this is just, I don't know, it's ridiculous. Enough. Like, can we just put the shows and the things we have now?
We'll come back full circle. There'll eventually be an app. Apple tried to make it, right? Where you can do exactly that. You can just scroll up and down and then
right.
And Mr. Comcast will be sitting in the background being like, oh, look who's coming back to us.
I knew you'd be back.
Yeah, as he's sharpening his scythe.
Yeah, it's too much.
It is. So, I don't know. Not a whole lot else going on, really. I mean,
It's funny because this was a monumental week in many ways. It was a busy week. Between Windows 7 disappearing and not really, but going out of support, and the new Edge coming in, and you kind of hit. I don't know. I think the problem. Maybe it was just there was too much earlier, and by the time we get to Friday, it's like, like I don't even want to think about this stuff. But think I shall. I don't know. Yeah, nothing major.
Yeah, what do you got going on this weekend? Anything?
In keeping with my theory that I am the most boring person on earth.
I don't think that's a theory.
Okay. Um, well, I have spent an inordinate amount of time trying to get printing working in this application. This is the last major thing I think it needs before I can kind of sign off on it. There's some broken printing in it now. And the problem is printing is literally broken in Windows Forms. It's broken. And no, the way they did, it's incredibly bad. I cannot believe they didn't get past this. I have some books that try to explain it. I know so much about how it works now. I can tell when someone is half-assing it because there's no way to do it right. Like it's just, they'll explain it like, oh, it's simple. You just do this. And it's like, yep, I know that's not going to work because I've done it every way possible. So I basically have it down to where if it's, if you're taking notes and it's just like short lines of text, I can print that multiple pages, no problem. Works great. You can change the margins. Everything's fine. But if it's like word wrap, if it's like a word processing type document with lots of, it just disappears off the side of the thing. And I know I can fix it. I know I can. I just don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if anyone will ever print with this thing. Like, I don't even know what the freaking point of it is. Yeah. Anyway, there's a couple of nights a week, my wife will go out, like she goes and takes a class, or she actually teaches a class in one case, or whatever she does, if she's going shopping, whatever. And I will literally go and work on this thing for 2 hours or more every one of those nights. And it is like killing me. So I'm going to give it the old college try this weekend. I'm thinking I'd like to be done with this by the end of the month. You know,
I can relate to that. That is what I'm trying to do. I thought I was.
Yeah, mine doesn't involve physical labor.
Yeah.
See, the problem for you is you know you can do this and you are going to do it. And I envy you that. With my thing, I'm not 100% sure it's possible. Like, well, I mean, there's some basic part of it that's possible, but like I know the finished product is never going to be perfect, and it really bothers me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand.
So that's the boringness of my coming weekend. I've got some more programming Windows series stuff to do. I got some hardware reviews. I got all kinds of stuff, dude. I don't know, but I'm still like, I'm obsessed with this thing. Like I just like it's because you don't want to walk away from it for like a week. Like you got to keep it in your head. Like you have to, like you'll forget. I know I'm going to forget.
You just got to run with the headline. Paul Thurrott solves printing once you figure it out.
Solves printing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, I have invented the printing press. What's that? The internet? Oh, you know, like it's pointless. It's completely pointless. I know that. I trust me.
Well, if I had a printer, I would use your app to print something just so you feel.
Well, I've been printing. See, I print to PDF to test.
Oh, that's smart.
You can do that, right? And sometimes, you know, it comes out. It's pretty. It's right. You know, and you're like, good. And then you do it again, and it's like, nope, doesn't work.
Oh, the other thing too, I forgot about. It's happening actually right now. Is Sonos and a couple other companies are testifying. I believe to Congress, and one of the things that came out of it right away, actually, was that Sonos had their speakers set up so that you could say the Amazon Assistant or Hey Google, and it would fire the correct assistant. Right. Google said they would pull their product if they enabled that feature.
That's right. Yeah, you can't have both. Like in other words, you
have to
make
manually go in and toggle which one you want.
And actually, there's another half to that because the day of the announcement, I think it was Amazon. When they found out Google would be a choice, they almost didn't appear at the event, and they had to do some literally on-site last second. You know, please, you've got to come on stage to announce this. But Amazon didn't want to be part of this if Google was even an option originally. Now they've come around. Yeah, it's fine. You make the choice, but in keeping with my recent, Whole House Audio thing I've been working on, I literally went and disabled the Smart Assistant stuff in my Sonos speakers that I do have. I don't want that. I just don't. I'll never use it. I don't want it. I'm done with it.
Yeah, just like we're done with this podcast. So
it had to happen.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We should be back Monday. Hopefully, I'll have some flooring solutions maybe installed. Maybe not.
Yeah, good luck with that.
The worst is going to be hauling this stuff because I don't want to pay for delivery again. Now I got to go take this stuff back.
No, that's terrible.
No, it really is. It's going to be a lot of manual labor.
The funny thing is we literally did buy like really cheap stuff at like one of those discount stores because we put it in the basement. You know, our basement is flooded twice with sewage, so it's like
Yeah.
we're not putting Pergo down here.
Yeah.
You know, because you never know. But yeah, that's tough. I'm sorry.
So there we go. We will see if I have a broken back Monday, and if not,
It's
we'll.
awesome. It's awesome. If I ever need a wall that looks like that, I have the tool.
Well, you were definitely a tool. The Hayden who asked in the chat room, he said, "Are the gaps supposed to be there to mimic real wood?" No, the problem, they're not, because I've gotten pieces to click together
This is
correctly.
just a groove system where they lock in together. Like you kind of chunk them in, and then you know.
And what happens is like they don't stay, and so when you hit another piece, like it pops out. And so what I can see is it's almost kind of like particle board looking stuff.
Yeah.
And you can see that between the cracks, and then it's like it looks like a Grand Canyon. So
I can't wait for your photo gallery.
I know. See, this is the thing. Like we are like days to weeks away from me being like, Paul, here you go. You can take a look. There won't be any furniture or anything in there, but what?
I want to see it.
Yeah, you will be surprised, I think. Maybe.
Surprised.
Like hopefully in a good
like
way.
How good it looks.
Yeah, hopefully. Otherwise, you're gonna be like, oh,
I don't think I'm going to be surprised. I know it's going to look good. You know.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting show. So, all right, later.
Cool.